Hi guys and welcome to Games Are Us. I'm having for you guys today a guy from Palworld, the new game that everybody's talking about right now and is growing so quick. It's only just been released. This is only early access release, so I'm here to guide you through it and make life easier to the start of the game. So this is a massive game right now, very resembling a Pokemon games. So you probably going to notice a lot of differences. The pals look a lot like Pokemon and they have similar functions. But first thing you want to do, you want to smash that red button and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything and any new videos coming out, and help me to get my channel to the next level. Now, as you saw, first thing I've done on the normal game, this is not even a multiplayer, this is just a normal game. I'm going to speak with a expedition survivor, and this expedition survivor will set you up from the beginning, give you a little bit of resources to help you out on your journey to start building your base. So now, first thing first, what you gotta do is you're gonna go set up your fast travel that I just done at the beginning, and now you can start collecting resources for your base, for everything that you're gonna have to build in the nearest future. So you have wood, you have stone, you have palladium. There's a lot of stuff that you can gather at the beginning. You also have food sources that you can gather as well. But for the moment, like you can see, you can press F button. The game guides you through, but you can collect wood and stone laying about everywhere. The same thing goes with many other resources. Now, while you're doing that, you're going to be leveling up your character. So now here we go. So you got your inventory, the way you can actually check what you have. You got your technologies. That straight away when you level up, you're gaining points for the technologies, and that way you can start discovering those technologies. Will allow you to build important buildings, important items, important tools, everything that you will need to get you through the game to give you a good start. So that's why I want to get you through right now. So now we got a pal deck, we've got a party, but there is no one in the party yet, and we also have a guild and options. You have a guiding options as well if you want to have a look, if you're not sure about something, or maybe something that I missed. Hopefully not, I hope. So there we go, we have a first pal here, chickpea. That is basically a chicken that will give you a food if you decide to fight him, and if you defeat him, there you go, you got one egg and some meat that you can have, because in this game you will get hungry, so you're gonna have to feed yourself, and this is one way of doing it. Now, once you walk about and decide where you want your base and gather enough resources, then you can start building your house, your base basically. But for the first thing you want to do is get the wood, get the stone. This is the basic materials that you will need to build. So it's simple. You just have to press left mouse button and then you will start, for example here, smashing into the rock, and that rock will give you stone. It's a very slow process until you got your tools. If you do everything by hitting it, then it will take a while. But the first thing you need to create and build is your bench. It's your production workbench. It's the primitive workbench, they call it in the game. And once this is built, it will allow you to produce your tools, and not just tools, by the way. There's many other things eventually that you're going to be able to do. Now, the first thing I'm going for is a axe. Axe will allow you to chop up trees and get much more wood much faster and much more efficient, and that's all about efficiency, to give you as quick and as easy start as possible. So you have a wooden club, you have a torch. Torch is actually quite important as well. You need the torch for the night, because at night will get really cold, will get dark. If you carry a torch, all of them problems will disappear as long as you hold your torch. Now, once you have a few tools, you can basically scroll your mouse and your tools will be changing. So all you gotta do is just scroll it and you can change them depending on what you need. It's very simple, isn't it? As you notice now, most of interactions is by pressing F on your keyboard. The same thing with building, with collecting, and even with talking to other NPC characters in the game. So as you're going to see in a minute now I have a wooden axe, and you're going to see now how easy and how quick and efficient this is going to be. Very important to get those tools straight away. I'm not going to focus on catching or fighting any pals at the moment, because there is really no need for that. The best thing is to establish yourself your base of operations to start, and then you can venture in and start bringing those pals into the base, because as I'm going to explain it soon, we're going to get to that point. You're going to need them. They're going to be very helpful establishing your base. They're going to be helpful to help you building things, to help with many aspects of this game. And of course, similar like in Pokemon game as well, they're going to help you fighting other characters and other pals that you're going to encounter. And there is bosses, there is towers that you have to fight in this game. So a massive resemblance to Pokemon game, and I'm sure many people said the same thing. But for the time being, of course, we're going to focus on basics. So now we have enough resources, we're going to go and build more tools that we will need, because as you just saw, it takes a bit of an effort and time to get that stone just by hitting it with a bare hand. So now we're going to go for a pickaxe. Pickaxe will speed things up. Just have a look how easy and quick this is going to be right now. And plus, when you do this, you're also going to get palladium fragments out of the stones when you sort of mining them, let's call it. And also you can get other ore out of it, like you just saw on the left side. It's showing you what there is. Now let's not forget about one important thing. Probably notice in the right top corner you have missions there, a little objectives that you have to do, and that will give you extra points and resources. So it's worth to keep looking at them and keep doing them as you go. And usually at the beginning they're quite simple, like craft a power sphere, or even simply check the guide, survival guide to start with. Very simple missions that will prompt you, and it will give you extra items as well. Now at the beginning you're going to be collecting a lot of resources because there is no choice. Now in a moment I'm going to show you how to establish and build your base, and how to build your own house. But of course you're going to have enough wood, mainly because at the beginning all the houses and everything else to do with your base pretty much is based on wood. So we have your wooden base for your house. It's up to you how you want to build it, how big you want to build it, whatever imagination takes you. You can build pretty much almost anything you like, but of course starting with the base, then you're gonna have to put some walls up, and so on and so on. I'm gonna get you through. I'm not gonna show you the whole process. I'm not gonna show you the whole house that I've built, but I'm just gonna show you the basics, just so you can see what I mean by that. So you might have already noticed that in this game you have a little, like I don't know how to call this. It's like in the middle there you have like a little cross. This is like your aiming bit. So that little cross there in the middle, or should I say like a plus sort of looking, this is where you have to aim when you're building your walls. You need to aim on the edge of the platform to put it in the place that you desire. So let's not forget about the door. Let's not forget about a few walls with windows in it. Otherwise it's going to be a little bit dark, and it's going to be a little bit weird, you know. But if you want to do second floor, then don't forget your stairs. If you want your ceiling or floor, I should say, then you can use a wooden roof. Wooden roof can also act as the floor for your second floor. So simple as that, basically. Build up as much as you want, put your floors down, put your walls down, and finally you also have your roof. Now by using a scroll, because sometimes it's a bit tricky, like you can see over here, sometimes it's a bit tricky, the roof and the bits can be set up the wrong way. So what you want to do is you want to scroll when they're actually facing the right way, like I just did here, and then place it into the position that you desire, and voila, it's done, it's on, and your house is pretty much finished, right? So this is sort of basic house that I decided to build just to show you guys how it is done. Fairly simple. Takes a little bit of time because you need to gather the resources, and this is sort of final result. So I've got like a separate bit on the side for my pals. I also that separate bit on top I also can use, and I've done the little entrance at the top, so I actually made the door, and it's like basically like a terrace with a view when you can come out on top of it and overlook the whole valley and the whole map. Basically you can see it from here. That's just for a little bit of fun, and you can do whatever you like with that whatever your heart desires. Now that we have the basics out of the way, like your house, the aspect I've mentioned earlier is you will get hungry eventually, and this is the part where I mentioned about the torch. So the torch will light up your way and keep you warm, because at night it gets really cold in this game, and you will lose your energy. But good news is, nearby your base you have also a berry bushes that you can go and collect and feed yourself with them, which in the moment you're gonna see it's like with everything else. All you gotta do is press F on your keyboard, and then you collect your berries, and then you can basically press on them, and then press on your tab, on your health tab, and then that will feed you. You can do it a few times sometimes, because certain things are more efficient to feed you than others. Berries, as you can imagine, is like a basic food that you can have in this game, and it doesn't really, it's not as efficient to kill your hunger, so you might have to press it 2 or 3 times before you actually character feels fed fully. Now, as you can see, we have some pals around here, so now I'm gonna attack this lamp ball, as they call it in the game, and I'm gonna show you how to catch it. So I already got my clamp, which helps, of course. Now what you gotta do is you got the little zoom there. If you press right button on your mouse, you can sort of aim at a pal, and once you aim at it, you have to press Q. So sometimes it can be a bit tricky. You press Q on the keyboard and you throw your pal sphere, and there you go. You got a first pal caught. Now you have to press E on your keyboard, and he will come out and walk around with you. Also, we have these stat points here. Every time you level up, you can get the stat points, and you can change them into a health, strength, or even weight if you want to carry more items. It all depends on you. If you want to attack or defense or whatever it is at the time that you need, it will come handy. Every time you level up, you also get technology points. So let's not forget about technologies. We want to keep discovering those technologies. Like you got like repair kits, cloth, beds. You need a straw pal bed. You need many items just to guide you through. There's a feed box. So as soon as you start catching your pals, you're gonna have to also feed them, and you're gonna have to get some place to sleep for them. So it's good to remember to keep checking your technologies, especially when you level up. That's usually when you gain more and more of them. Now once we have all our points used up, at this point let's focus on the next aspect. So the next very important things you want to build to actually establish your base is a pal box. The pal box is the most important thing here. Without that, your base basically is not established. Once this is built, and like you can see at the back, lamp ball already is helping you to build it. And they come very handy, the pals. They'll help you to build, they help you to gather resources. So there you go, it speed up the process. Now we have a pal box done, and a lamp ball can go into the base. Here at the bottom, as you just saw, I just moved it into the base. So once you moved it into the base, it will help building, gathering, and even defending your base at that point. And you also have missions to level up your pal box, your base. So first thing was to build a storage box. And storage box is very handy, guys. So here you can put stuff that you can't carry anymore. If you overload yourself, you're gonna move very slowly. You can drop the items to speed yourself up again, but best option is to have a storage box. Then you can put anything you want in a storage box. Now all you gotta do is click with the right mouse button, and they will go automatically to storage box, or you can even press, I believe it's R button and everything will be transferred at the same time. But because the storage is very limited, I probably would just put the things that you don't want at the time. The good news is, if it's in your box, you can use it even though you don't carry it on you. So you're still using stuff and resources out of your box while you're building things. So as you just saw, I just done a mission or objectives in my PAL box, in my base, and now I am allowed already to have 2 PALs. So if I catch another PAL now, you can go into the base and you can help me also build things, and you can also protect the base and help me out whenever I need. The next one of the next missions was to build a bed. Once you build a bed, you can actually go to sleep at night, and it literally takes an instant, and then you wake up, next thing it's morning already, and you can do your own thing. But let's not forget about one thing. If you decide to hunt at night, there is a different type of pals coming at night. So it's worth sometimes to go and venture out at night and catch a different type of pals that only come out at night. So now, as you saw, I've done another quest, and now I have 3 of them available in the base, which is very handy, because the more you have, the faster you're gonna be uh, evolving your base, and that's what it's all about, to get your start of the game as easy and as quick as possible, to get you out there and make life easier. So as you probably noticed right now, I'm building a repair bench, a very important bench, because your tools will get used up, will get damaged, and then you're going to have to repair them because you're not going to be able to use them. So repair bench is very crucial in this game. And in a moment I'm going to show you. So again, all the interactions are by pressing F. You can repair just one item, or you can repair them all at once, even though they're not completely damaged yet. I usually go and repair all of them at once, so then I don't have to think about it later on when I have a problem. Now, the next thing you gotta do, once you start catching pals, especially if you have them in base, you're gonna have to start making and building straw beds for your pals. If you don't, their conditions will start deteriorate, and they're gonna get worse and worse. It's the same thing with feeding, so you're gonna have to build a feed box. I tend to put it near the beds, and that feed box you can also interact with. Once you build it, you can put food in there, and then your pals can feed whenever they feel hungry. It's that easy. You just put some food in there, and at some point, which we're gonna get to that in a moment, when you start building other things like ranch, and your pals start collecting food, they also sometimes will put it in that box, and you can actually collect it from there. For example, eggs. So it's a very handy thing to have. As you can just saw, I just put some berries in there, and now my Lambo can feed whenever she wants. So now I went for a chickpea, and now I've got another part cod. It also usually level up faster, give you more experience. If you actually catch them, then you defeat them. But there is another way of gathering food. If you decide not to catch them and you just fight them, then you get eggs and meat out of it as well, that you can later on have as your food. And that's where your base campfire come in, and then you can actually, on the fire, you can actually cook all the things that you gathered from, let's say, other pals by killing them. So there you go, you can fry your eggs, and then you can do like lamb kebabs and whatever else the recipes will allow you to do. And this is quite important as well, because if you cook your food, it's much more efficient, and it's going to fill you up much better, much faster, and you're not going to waste as much of it. It's going to make it much easier for you to keep yourself fed and not walk around hungry all the time, right? So there we go. So we got a grilled chickpea right now that we're doing. It's quite funny actually, but that's how it is. So if you keep gathering wood and you have your pals in your base, they're gonna make sure that this fire is keep on going, because technically you have to keep adding wood to it to keep it running. But once you got your pals in the base, they'll do it for you. You don't even have to think about it, as long as you keep having wood collected and maybe put in your storage. So there you go, lambo kebabs right now. There we go. the whole menu is done. Now, like I mentioned before, the piles will work for you. So here, for example, there's a perfect example where there's a lot of stone waiting for me, collected and done by my pal here that you just saw on the left side. And he basically mined all that stone for me. All you gotta do is just then go and collect it, and it's all yours, and you don't even have to do anything. Now, another things by discovering technologies, for example, is this. You can build a farm where you can actually have your own berries growing. It's a bit of a process, to be honest with you guys. I don't know what's more efficient. I think it's probably, in my opinion, sometimes easy just to go and quickly to the side and get some of the bushes that are available on the not far away from the base, then actually go through all this process of seeding and watering and actually growing them yourself, and they don't actually give you that much either, not especially not at the beginning. So to be honest with you guys, I think it's actually easier just to go and collect berries out of the bushes yourself. The good news is every time the day passes by, all the trees, all the berry bushes, everything else respawns, comes back. So you'll never run out with anything around your base. That's the good news, by the way. So now I'm going to go for another thing that you can build, which is a ranch. And once you have a ranch, you're going to have your chickpeas and your lamb balls. So it's a very handy thing to have. And the more chickpeas and the more lamb balls you catch and put in your base, the more they will produce. The tricky bit is that you have to keep upgrading your base. To keep upgrading your base, you have to keep doing the objectives and missions that will tell you in your base, because every time you level up, you get one extra space for your pals to join and help in the base. And of course, every time you build anything, your pals will help you to speed up the process. Even collect some of the eggs. They'll help you even collect the eggs, and they're gonna put it in the feed box, which later on you can go and collect from. So the game is well thought out, and there's lots of options. Oh, it seems like I'm hungry again, but there you go. The chickpea goes straight in there and is already ready to lay some eggs. I've got first berries there, but as you saw, there wasn't that many berries available to collect. Now, once you've done all of that, you're pretty much almost ready now to go out there and start having fun, collecting items, catching new pals, and getting ready for what's coming. And what is coming is your first boss to defeat. And by defeating bosses, you're going to start collecting ancient technology points. And to unlock ancient technology points is very important in this game, because the first technology that is to unlock is the incubator that will allow you to start breeding your own pals. A massive step in this game. Guys, I wish you all the best of luck. I'm going to cover more advanced settings and more advanced tips in the part 2 of the guide and tips for Palworld. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was very helpful. Don't forget to smash that red button and help me to take my YouTube to the next level. And take care for now. All the best. I wish you all the best and good luck in the game. See you in the next video. Take care for now.